Have you ever apologized to someone simply because you wanted them to stop being angry with you? Or perhaps you apologized because you felt like, as a Christian, you should say I'm sorry, even though under the surface, your heart was filled with complaint and you secretly felt like it was the other person who'd actually been in the wrong? If we are honest, our motives for apologizing are not always pure. But here's the good news. Our reasons for apologizing and our view of apologizing, like many areas in our lives, goes through a maturing process. Each of us has a unique starting place based on our past experience with apologizing. Hi, I'm Dr. Jolene Kinzer, and I'm so glad you're here. As we continue through Chapter 7 of Changing Normal today, we're going to walk through Yang Lin's beautiful story of growing up spoiled and yet eventually maturing through 3 stages into a reconciling woman of God. So as you listen, I invite you to consider what stages you've gone through regarding your views of apologizing and then where you're at currently. All right, let's get started. Yang Lin grew up as a praised, spoiled youngest child. She wasn't used to being criticized or to admitting mistakes, so she rarely experienced conflict. That is, until she got married, and then suddenly the conflicts began. In the first stage, before she came to faith in Christ, she would apologize to her husband simply so the relationship would return to normal and he would stop being angry. But after repeated cycles of this, her husband asked her a very piercing question. Do you actually feel like you've done something wrong? Yang Li had a moment of sobering self-realization. She, in fact, didn't think she had done anything wrong at all. She was giving a verbal apology simply to manage his anger. Well, this is stage 1, the peace-faking apology. We say the words to stop the shouting or to clear the tension, but our hearts feel no real remorse or regret. We don't actually believe we made a mistake of some kind. Well, eventually Yang Lin became a Christian and she entered stage 2. Now she started apologizing because she wanted to prove that she was an obedient wife and a good Christian. She felt like she should apologize and reconcile because that was her Christian duty. But under the surface, her heart was filled with bitterness and complaints. She would think, why am I always the one apologizing? Why do I say sorry so often, but you never do? Because of this hidden bitterness, she would occasionally explode and bring up all the past issues. Her husband called her out on this, asking, were all those past apologies fake then? You're just apologizing to prove that you're good. In stage 2, we say sorry out of obedience and performance, but our hearts remain bitter. We keep a mental scorecard of the other person's failures, and our apologies lack genuine remorse. Then several years ago, Yang Lin and her husband went through a season of deep brokenness. They had left their high-paying jobs to work at a low-paying ministry. They had to start at the bottom, both financially and in their work roles. And it was through these intense struggles and interacting with many international Christians who were examples in faith that they grew in humility and expanded their worldview. Yang Lin entered stage 3, where her faith matured and her apologies changed. She began to understand that if she didn't have God's love, she wouldn't be able to do anything, including apologizing. And whatever she did, she would do it poorly. And she realized that all of her past supposedly conflict-free relationships had actually been completely superficial. Not one of them was deep. Today, Yang Lin and her husband still have conflicts, but they reconcile quickly. Instead of running away from the tension, they sit down, they talk openly, they apologize sincerely, and they start again. In stage 3, we apologize not to smooth things over and not to prove we're good, but to humbly restore the relationship. We value God's love and grace. We view ourselves realistically as broken and repentant people, and we seek deep, sincere relationships. So which of these 3 stages describes where you're at today? Are you in stage 1, apologizing just to make the tension stop? Or are you in stage 2, saying the words out of duty while harboring a mental scorecard of disappointment and bitterness? Or are you in stage 3 or ready to ask God to begin the heart maturing process of stage 3, where you're willing to look at yourself first and humbly seek restoration? Take a moment to bring your heart to the Lord. Ask Him to give you a realistic view of yourself and a deeper experience of His love and grace. In our final video for Chapter 7, we're going to look at the ultimate question. Where do you find strength and courage to apologize when we are terrified of rejection? Thanks for joining today, and I'll see you next time.